2,500 years ago, famous philosopher Aristotle firstly presented the term rhetoric as well as the three main strategies for public speaking: ethos, pathos, and logos. Years later, he has been requested by King Philip II to teach a 13-year-old boy that is his son. This same kid, 3 years later, after studying with Aristotle, would continue to become one of the world's most famous military tacticians and public speaker. His name, ladies and gentlemen, is Alexander the Great. Now, 2,500 years later, public speaking still holds its ground as one of the most important skills to have as a public speaker and to have as a teenager. Yet, when we look at these stats right here that I have on the screen, it says a different story. And that makes me wonder, why so? And is there any solution for it? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my presentation. My name is Max, and today we're going to talk about the fear of public speaking in young people. Let's begin. Here will be my table of contents, and let us move on to the first contention. Now, for me and for a lot of you guys out there, public speaking isn't just a skill. It is an art form that allows a speaker to captivate the attention of the listeners, that transmit them with anything desired, from information to even emotions such as hope or sometimes even hatred. Due to these implementations as well as effects, public speaking has seen itself in a lot of different environments. You can find it in the military, you can find them in law enforcement, you guys can find them in the very classrooms that you guys go to school every day, where your teachers practice this every day, and in the future, the very companies and businesses that everyone would eventually work in. Now, this might raise you a question. If public speaking has been implemented and proven in all of these environments and much more, why do people still fear it? Well, it's the exact reason why. Due to such popularity, public speakers believe that they either have to be perfect or everyone will judge. Anyone? This, we call it socially prescribed professionalism. Now, during a normal public speaking session, like we have right now, our brain, specifically the part in our brain called the amygdala, would activate something called the fight or flight response. This is usually seen back in like 30,000 years ago, when people have to run away from tigers and stuff before they get eaten alive. But the amygdala also sees non-life threatening situations such are also dangerous. And that is the reason why we have fight or flight response in public speaking. This can lead to trembling hands, as you can see as me holding the microphone, sweating bullets, fast breath, and if you can't manage correctly, I can literally screw up the whole presentation right now. But in a public speaker with socially prescribed perfectionism, things take even more wrong turns. They freak out even more because the sheer pressure they made themselves endure of being perfect. And this could heighten the fight or flight response and send them into a loop where they make a mistake, they freak out, they make more mistakes, they freak out even more, and in the end, screw up the whole presentation. Now, if the problem is so simple, right in front of our eyes, yet so severe and anyone can have this, how can we solve it? Well, it has to do something with the very heads, with the very voices that we speak to in our heads every day. It is to alter the voices that we have within. Now, I would like to ask a little question. Is there anyone here who, before going to the stage, would voluntarily ask himself the question, will I get judged? Or like, would I make a mistake? That is called negative self-talk. You constantly ask yourself what if questions. What if I'm gonna do something wrong? What if my presentation is gonna screw up something? What if people are gonna judge? What if somebody's gonna laugh at me? Another thing is like pondering yourself with what if questions. Would people judge? Would I screw up? Would I fumble? Would I just fell down on the stairs right now and would like embarrass myself and everyone? This will cause the speaker to be more aware of the mistakes and like elevate the fight or flight response, which I have presented to you guys before, screw up the whole presentation due to the amygdala over-responding. Now, to anything that has a negative aspect, there will also be a positive aspect. Positive self-talk properties includes cheering yourself up with hopeful or cheerful comments, even though your brain or your heart says otherwise. Another thing is like you open up more to mistakes instead of scaring them. And these can lead into resulting much better handling of small mistakes, a smoother delivery, and in the end, a more successful presentation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to ask you one more time. Our future generations, they are our future politicians, our future engineers, our future leaders. Do you want them to not even have the ability to stand up on a podium and confidently express themselves and transmit ideas, transmit information, transmit motivation towards the very people that they're gonna collaborate with in the future to make ourselves a better world? And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to my presentation.